With the rising demand for renewable energy throughout the globe, companies from different countries are working hard to create more sustainable and eco-friendly energy resources. And guess what? They have invented some insane technologies to create energy from the least expected places. These technologies guarantee us a secure future and free us from dependence on gasoline. In this video, I will present these top-notch technologies of 2024, and they are different than solar or windmills energy. I will also discuss how they work to drive energy from natural resources. So take a seat and ride with us on this remarkable journey of the future. Before we begin, hit the like and subscribe button so you can get the latest updates on your phone. Number 5. Tidal turbines. When we talk about the biggest renewable energy resources, which one comes to your mind? Is it wind or sunlight? I would say it's oceans, if we just learn to create energy from them. And you know what? We have found ways to create energy from the ocean. But how is the ocean a renewable energy source? And how can we create energy from them? Let me explain. Our oceans are sandwiched between the gravitational pull of the Earth and the Moon. During the full moon days, its pull gets much stronger, which causes disturbance in the oceans, and high tides are formed. These tides, my friends, are our opportunity to create renewable energy. And for this purpose, scientists have invented tidal turbines. From the name and the function, you may think it is something similar to hydroelectric dams. In reality, they are closer to windmills, both in appearance and working. They have giant blades connected to the motors or generators. And this is how they work. Tidal turbines are installed usually in narrow places where the currents of the tides are stronger. The tides, when flowing into these places, hit the blades of the turbines, causing them to rotate at a high speed and, as a result, generate electricity. Tidal turbines are an efficient source for creating renewable energy, and they are more predictable compared to solar or wind energy. This predictability allows us to get the maximum output from these turbines. However, the scale of the energy creation depends on several factors. If the tides are high and the pressure of the water in the narrow streams is strong, then more energy will be created. Also, like windmills, the size of the blades also plays a role in creating more energy. But, just for your information, a full-sized tidal turbine can generate enough electricity to power hundreds of homes in a day. While that's impressive, it's important to note that tidal energy is still a developing technology. Number 4. The waveline magnet. Another way of creating energy from the waves of the ocean has been introduced recently by Sea Wave Energy Limited, WEL company. Like the moon causes the tides, the winds above the ocean cause small waves on the surface of the ocean. These waves can be a great source to harness renewable energy, which is now possible with the waveline magnet. This machine has a long snake-like spine that floats on the water's surface. The whole design consists of several platforms interconnected with one another throughout the length of the spine. Inside these platforms are linear generators with coils and magnets. The flexible design of the spine allows the whole structure to float on the surface with a zigzag snake-like motion. Here is how it works to generate energy. When there are waves emerging on the surface of the water, the platforms of the waveline magnet move up and down. As the platform moves up and down with the waves, the magnets inside the generator also move. This motion creates a magnetic field, which in turn induces voltages and current in the coil. This process is called electromagnetic induction. So, what happens is that we convert the energy of the waves into the motion of the platforms, which is then converted into electricity. Of all the other methods, the waveline magnet is going to be the cheapest source of energy. Some say it will be even cheaper than gasoline. How? Well, the platforms of the spine are made of simple plastic, and there is a basic linear motor inside every platform. So, building it is extremely cheap. Secondly, we already needed a way to get rid of plastic, which means this machine will enable us to use plastic for a better purpose. And thirdly, oceans are so vast, which means we can literally use hundreds of millions of these on the surface of the ocean. What do you think about this amazing invention? Does the waveline magnet have the potential to solve our energy challenges? Let us know in the comments. Now let's move on to the next amazing invention. No 3 concentrated solar power. Now let's come back to the immense amount of energy coming from the sun. Sunlight is indeed a great source to create electricity with the help of solar panels. But I am not talking about solar panels here. Yes, we use sunlight in this method too, but in a very different way. Basically, the concentrated solar power system is kind of a combination of two renewable energy methods, geothermal energy and solar energy. How? Let's dive in. Do you know there are mirrors that can reflect sunlight and concentrate it at one point? Of course, we all have seen such mirrors in our school days. This kind of hundreds of mirrors are used in a way that all of them reflect their light at one receiver. As a result, this receiver heats up and can reach to extremely high temperature. Inside the receiver is usually a fluid whose temperature reaches beyond 92 degrees when the sunlight is at its peak. The hot fluid from the receiver then passes through a heat exchanger, transferring its thermal energy to another fluid used in the power generation cycle. This next material could be water, which then converts to steam. So, like in a geothermal system, we use steam to rotate turbines, and these turbines generate electricity. But instead of using wood or other materials to heat up the steam, we use sunlight in this system. Hence, it is also called a solar geothermal energy system. But the question is, why is there a need for this system when we already have two efficient systems? Well, the solar panels are way too expensive compared to the mirror that concentrates the sunlight onto the receiver. Similarly, getting the material to burn and generate heat in the geothermal method is neither cheap nor renewable. But the sun has never-ending energy to spare, and that's why this system, in advanced stages, can be a great budget option in the future. If this combination feels just right, you will definitely love the next combination of two completely opposite methods. Number 2, floating wind turbines. Imagine a regular wind turbine, but instead of being planted firmly on the seabed, it's floating on the surface of the ocean, tethered to the seafloor with mooring lines and anchors. These are floating wind turbines. Traditional wind turbines are great, but they can only be installed in shallow waters close to the shore. Floating wind turbines open up new possibilities for harnessing wind energy in deeper waters, where the winds are stronger and more consistent. This can significantly increase the potential for wind energy production, especially in countries with limited shallow water areas. The base of these floating wind turbines, those big block-like structures, are made of hollow material, and the insides of this block are also kept hollow. This creates enough buoyancy force to keep these heavy turbines above the surface and floating. So, next time you see a wind turbine floating in the ocean, don't freak out. It's just doing its work to create electricity for us. Number 1, piezoelectric floor tiles. Now, tell me, would you like it if you could directly contribute to creating energy? And all you have to do is just step on something special. You heard right, the piezoelectric floor tiles make you a renewable energy source. So basically, these are similar to regular floor tiles, but insane electric stuff going inside it. Just right under its first walking layer, there is the second layer called the piezoelectric layer. This layer is responsible for creating energy. Under this layer are tiny electrodes, and then the final base layer for support. How does it work? When you step on a tile, it creates pressure on the piezoelectric layer, which creates an electric charge. This charge is received by the electrodes that act as wires to transfer this charge to storage. One step may create only one electric charge, but imagine how thousands of people walking on these tiles will create a great amount of energy. These piezoelectric floor tiles can be installed in any public place from hospitals to malls to playground pathways, and the options are just limitless. Besides these 5 renewable energies, there are more amazing renewable energy methods under development. One insane method is creating energy from a fusion reaction. In simple words, when we merge two atoms together, they release much higher energy compared to the ones put into merging them. Many countries are working to find ways on how we can use fusion to create renewable energy. What are your thoughts on these methods? Which one do you think is the most amazing renewable energy source? For me, it was the waveline magnet. What about you? Let us know in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like and subscribe button to stay updated with more up-to-date videos on tech. We will see you in the next video.